how something can seem like the very worst thing that ever happened, but then God? I want to tell you how I was called to work in release time back in 2002. Our first daughter had gone through release time. Our second daughter was halfway through, just starting her 5th grade year. The first week of school, a parent asked the question, is it legal or isn't it? Well, the public school teacher didn't have an answer and sent him to the principal, who sent him to the superintendent, who said, come to the school board meeting Monday night and speak your piece. And he did, and they handed him a resolution that the program, which had been around for more than 40 years, was canceled. I read the headline, religious education classes canceled, and I felt like somebody had kicked me in the stomach. So I called Mrs. Lee, the teacher. She'd been my teacher back in the 60s. And I said, what can we do? And she said, oh, we don't know, but a bunch of us are going to get together out at Trinity. It was right here in this lobby. It was filled with more than 40 people, and everybody was hopping mad. As people aired their opinions, the Lord made a few things clear to me. He said, hey, you know, the guy who made these calls, he's not the enemy. The superintendent's not the enemy, and the school board is not the enemy. There's an enemy, but it's none of those people. When our rights get trampled, we roll around in the mud like everybody else. What kind of witness is that? How we fight this battle is maybe even more important than if we win it. We need to find somebody who knows what the law is, can help us do what we need to do. And then we found School Ministries. The very next day, I called Ken Breivik, their brand new executive director, and he and I talked and we prayed. With School Ministries' help, within a few weeks, we knew what to say in our proposal to the school board. And I think if the school board had passed it then, we might have thought that we did it. We didn't yet know how much we needed to rely on God for every single challenge that came along. And over the next 3.5 months, the enemy threw a lot of challenges our way. There had been an insurance question where the insurance company had said no to something and then said yes. The lawyer for the school board who had said no changed his opinion. And that night, believe it or not, we had a blizzard. But the snow and the ice did not keep more than 100 people from showing up at the school board meeting. There was a school board member saying behind the scenes that he would never vote for it. It would not come back on his watch. The final vote, we needed 3 out of 5 for it to pass. Yes, 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 yes. God is so good. We incorporated, we got our 501c3 status, we followed School Ministries' advice, we made sure that every class was off-site, that every student had permission from his parents for every single class, and we made sure that there was no use of taxpayer resources whatsoever. When you do things God's way, God honors that. Before the program got canceled, there were 2 grades in 2 districts, and maybe 4 or 5 churches supporting it. Now, there are grades between 3rd grade and 12th grade across 3 districts, and now more than 40 churches support this of any denomination. Fast forward to 2008. We decided to start a statewide operation to help release time groups around the state either keep going or get started, and School Ministries asked me to become their Ohio director. By God's grace, we were blessed to lead the effort for the legislature to pass the Release Time for Religious Instruction Act in 2014, and that made Ohio the 2nd state in the nation to offer academic credit for high school classes. And best of all, God has used Release Time to grow His kingdom in Ohio. Since we started, the number of Release Time Bible education programs has doubled. The number of school districts which have adopted release time policies has quadrupled from 98 before the law to more than 400 currently. If 66% of Ohio's school districts have already said yes to release time, then it's just a matter of time before 7,000 students around the state become 70,000 students and more. Doing this work is like having a front row seat to watch a parade of miracles go by. So if you are called to this, and if you say yes and are obedient to that call, you can watch those miracles too.